council member of UPJRC Wiki, along with my co-council member Shalini Coppola, feel privileged to extend our warm welcome to all attendees to this webinar on analysis of problem related to prostitution and human trafficking in Uttar Pradesh. Before we commence with everything, allow me to introduce you all to the Women's Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry Wiki. Wiki is a premier national business chamber for women, envisioning global impact for women entrepreneurs, businesswomen, and professionals from all walks of life. That currently has a backing of over 250,000 members from global and influential women's network, including G100, Women Economic Forum, and She Economy. With the motto to drive fundamental changes in governmental policies, laws, incentives, and entrepreneurial ecosystems, Wiki is determined to encourage and empower women in business, industry, and commerce across all sectors and fields. To further this aim, Wiki's council, wherein more than 17,000 office bearers across 850 plus council in above 160 sectors are working to enable both depth and width of knowledge and leadership from all strata of economy and society, and are forming the basis of policy changes at the top levels of decision making, as well as mindset and societal transformation at the grassroots levels. These councils are set up at national, regional, state, city, and bilateral levels, along with the three national boards, which are Governing Board, Advisory Board, and Executive Board. These boards put forth recommendations to relevant government authorities and institutions to empower women owned businesses to become more competitive. We make women's voices heard and their participation count. This webinar is presented by Uttar Pradesh Judicial Reform Council of Wiki. I would request my co-council member Shalini to introduce you all to our council. Over to you, Shalini.
Thank you so much, Gurneet. The Uttar Pradesh State Judicial Reforms Council is a non-profit organization under the Women's Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Our council aims to promote an effective justice system in Uttar Pradesh. The justice system is the principal instrumentality in satisfying the undertakings in the construction. Our council not only focuses on searching and understanding the lacunas in the judicial system, but also bridging the gap to ensure speedy delivery of justice. We are a team of 20 council members led by our president, Ms. Aishwarya Bhatia, and our vice president, Ms. Pranjal Saini. We all work as a team through enabling fundamental changes in governmental policies, laws, and incentives, and influencing decision making at all levels to collectively and robustly encourage and empower women in business, industry, and commerce. Now, without further ado, we'll turn the time over to Advocate Rahul Tiwari, sir, who is our speaker for the day. And what makes this event a little more special today is that he is hosting his 55th webinar today. Thank you, sir, for choosing us on this special day. Sir has completed his legal education from New Law College, Bharati Vidyapeeth, Pune, followed by a distinction in LLM. He is a founding and managing partner of LNS Associates, which is an MCA registered law firm. This firm also offers online legal education and training to law students and fresh graduates. He is also a panel member of World Cybersecurity Forum, currently practicing at different courts in Delhi. He has taught around 1,061 students on criminal law through certificate courses. He has presented papers at premier institutes and is a keynote speaker, resource person, NLU Delhi, and has judged various competitions. We welcome you, sir.
Just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the webinar, please type them into the chat box and those will be addressed one by one. Besides this, Sir will be addressing impromptu questions put up by the attendees at the end of this webinar. To ask a question, you can place a request on the chat box. Over to you, sir.
So, thank you very much for first of all inviting me for your platform, which is which has gained quite a reputation recently, and obviously I didn't get time to thank you at the last during last time when you had invited me to judge your finals. Okay, because I had to leave in between because I have my classes today. So, hello everyone, this is Advocate Rahul Tiwari, and today we are going to deal with a problem which I strongly feel is one of the most marginalized society, or I would say the community of India. That is the prostitution, and especially in a state like Uttar Pradesh. In Uttar Pradesh, we all know we have like two major communities. One is the Nat Parwa community, if you have heard about it, which is around 72 kilometers from the capital Lucknow, where prostitution is actually the main source of business, main source of livelihood. Okay, and it is also a 400 years old tradition, first of all. And obviously, one is the Natparva community, and then so rampant prostitution, especially in the districts of Lucknow, Banaras, as well as in Meerut. So why I've chosen these three cities is that you can see Meerut is in West UP, Lucknow is in the center, okay, or you can say the Awadh region, and the third region, which is our what will I say, the Purvanchal region, is the Banaras. So in all these three areas, we can find that prostitution itself is rampant, and Natparwa community, in fact, the international magazines such as Al Jazeera has also reported and wrote an article about the same Natparwa community. So before I start, it's not that I just want to come and showcase my knowledge and just go, and you can so that after the once the webinar is over, you can trouble the organizers that ma'am, where is our certificate? Okay, because I have faced this issue quite long, and I faced this issue many times. But yeah, but before I start, can you please tell me what all, if you can answer, what all activities related to prostitution are legal in India, or is it like prostitution is illegal? Please, if anyone can participate. Anyone? Come on.
Good
Prostitution is.
evening, sir.
Good evening, Prerna. Yes, Prerna.
I'm not sure about my answer.
It's
If
okay.
I'm correct.
Participation is more important. देखिए,
Yes.
Shalini, she's also one of my ex-student and one of the serious one also. Can I say
Yes,
few
sir.
things in Hindi also, if it is okay?
Yes, sir. No
Okay.
issues.
तो प्रेरणा, आप अपना जवाब दो. सही गलत इट्स ऑल राइट. आप बस अटेम्प्ट करिए पहले.
Yes, sir. Prostitution is legal, but brothels and all, like, unka management is illegal still in
मैनेजमेंट
India.
किस चीज का?
Like keeping brothels and usko like
Pimping,
yes,
advertising,
advertising and
setting up brothels.
yes, sir.
ये सब.
Sir.
I'll tell you. Yeah, tell me. और भी कुछ
I
बताना
would
है?
also like to say something on this.
Yes, Pratima ma'am.
And I don't know like how correct is that, but I do not think that prostitution in any way is legal in India. But there are many organizations which are working on legalizing prostitution in India, because uh, a lot of people are involved in it, and because there is no like it is not legal in India, so we cannot talk about their hygiene, their safety, everything. So it is like there
Pratima
is a
ma'am,
talk for
I
legalizing
would
going
beg
on.
to differ. I would beg to differ. So everyone, especially the students, दो judgment लिखिए. थोड़ा सा मैंने भी आज रिसर्च करके आया था. In the state, in the case of सुशील वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ यूपी 1997 इलाहाबाद हाई कोर्ट, बिकॉज यूपी की बात हो रही है तो मैं इलाहाबाद हाई कोर्ट की बात करूंगा. ओके, सुशील वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ यूपी 1997 इलाहाबाद हाई कोर्ट. इस जजमेंट में ये हेल्ड किया गया था कि प्रोस्टिट्यूशन, अगर एक महिला अपनी मर्जी से एक्सचेंज ऑफ फ्लैश, जिसे कहते हैं एक्सचेंज ऑफ फ्लैश, एक्सचेंज ऑफ फ्लैश का मतलब है दैट इफ शी गिव्स कंसेंट टू सेक्सुअल इंटरकोर्स फॉर द एक्सचेंज ऑफ मनी इज लीगल, एंड पुलिस कैन नॉट हैरेस सच वुमेन. सो प्रोस्टिट्यूशन इन इंडिया इज लीगल. अब लीगल है तो किस लेवल पे है कि अगर एक औरत अपनी मर्जी से, अपनी मर्जी से अगर किसी के साथ ये समझौता करती है कि फॉर ए सर्टेन मनी वो सेक्सुअल इंटरकोर्स के लिए रेडी होती है, तो वो लीगल है. बट एनीथिंग लाइक दिस इज एन इशू. ये एक लाइन में है कि एक औरत ने अगर पैसों के लिए किसी से फिजिकल रिलेशन को के बनाने के लिए अगर कंसेंट देती है, ओके, फॉर एन एक्सचेंज ऑफ मनी, दैट इज लीगल. बट इसके सराउंडिंग जितनी भी एक्टिविटीज हैं, लाइक सेटिंग अप ब्रॉथल, जिसे हिंदी में हम कोठा कहते हैं, या आप कई कई जगह स्पेशली मेरठ देख, और इन द मंदसौर कम्युनिटी और द बछरा कम्युनिटी ऑफ राजस्थान, दे से डेरा. Okay, all these setting up dera, brothel, kotha, all these things are illegal. Pimping means, or soliciting means, a person who is the middleman, जिसे हिंदी में, और I would say in a unprofessional language we say दलाल. Those things are illegal. Advertise करना is illegal. अब advertise को स्पेशली जो लॉ पढ़ रहे हैं, देखिए लॉ में आप तभी अच्छा करते हो जब आप एक लीगल इशू को दूसरे लीगल इशू से कनेक्ट करना जानते हो. अब आप कोई मुझे बता सकता है कि कैसे एडवर्टाइजमेंट का ऐसा कौन सा सेक्शन है आईपीसी में जो इस एडवर्टाइज करना तो आपका राइट है, advertising something is your right, but what section in IPC actually defines this as an offense? Please tell me. Anyone, please give it a try.
So I guess
I think
292 talks
Yes,
something
obscenity.
about
Yes, Utsav, right answer. Prerna, right answer. Obscenity.
292.
Yes, section 292, 293 IPC. That is where. Why? Because that's where through your advertising, you are promoting obscenity. Okay. So anything, any activity related to prostitution is illegal, but prostitution itself is legal. एक जजमेंट हो गया. अब दूसरी जजमेंट. I'll keep this webinar quite short and I'll try that in this webinar it turns out to be a very interactive one, okay, because there's no point. I've seen in previous time what has happened that I used to come and I used to deliver my speech for like 45 minutes, 1 hour or 1.5 hours, and then there was used to be some cross questioning from students, and then I used to leave. But then I thought that it doesn't serve the purpose. Okay, so that's why I decided that I'll keep this webinar, because this webinar is based on a very sensitive issue. I will not say controversial, but I would say a very sensitive issue, because we have to be sensitive about them. Just imagine a situation in a state of UP, especially what happened last year in Aligarh, in the district of Aligarh, and there were many other districts where fake vaccines were being distributed. Also, there was a medical professional who was throwing away the original vaccine, okay, and she was just injecting, I would say, whether it was just glucose fluid or just water to all the person who was coming, who had reached the medical center for vaccine. Now, imagine the situation of women who are there. Can you please, everyone, please unmute, please mute yourself. So imagine the situation of women who are in prostitution, and imagine their condition during lockdown. Even in the lockdown period, even when the vaccine had arrived, imagine the situation that how were they able to get the vaccine for themselves? Especially when we have so many serious issues being experienced in the state of UP. Okay, so this brings to my second judgment, and that judgment is, please write in Ram Prakash, or I would say at the rate Ram Prakash versus Ram Prakash urf Raja versus state of UP. It was held that that even a prostitute has a right to say no. Even a prostitute can decide and has the liberty to give consent to someone for sexual intercourse. So, and also a prostitute also has all the fundamental rights available in the constitution. She has all the fundamental rights of the prostitute also are protected. So first of all, we have to understand these things, and this was a very landmark judgment again by Allahabad High Court. These two judgments, because this and trust me, although it was related to Wiki, but prostitution itself, it is in such an issue. Actually it's a pan India issue. Okay, and but because I had to keep in a relevance to state of Uttar Pradesh, so that's why I decided that yes, these two judgment I should make people aware of these two judgments actually, that even the prostitute has the right to say no. She can say no to anyone. And also recently last year, not from the state of UP, but I'm forgetting the name of the case. What actually happened, that if the prostitute say no to a customer, the customer, the prostitute is giving a service, right, for the exchange of money. But even if she refuses, the customer does not have the right to file a consumer case against the prostitute. Why? Because that does not amount to section 2 of Consumer Protection Act, the deficiency of service. So these three things, please keep this thing in mind. That first, a prostitute, women engaged in prostitution, if she is engaged in prostitution with her consent, without any force, the police cannot harass. Sushil versus State of UP, 1997, and Ram Prakash Urf Raja versus State of UP, 2016. This judgment, 2016, again Allahabad High Court, that prostitute has the right to say no and all the fundamental rights are available. Remember these three landmark judgments. Now, I'll tell you a story. It was in the year 2018. I was presenting, as of now, I have presented 25 research papers. But my first research paper, which is yet to be published because I'm still working on that research paper a lot, it was on prostitution. Okay, I presented my first research paper on prostitution way back on 19th August. Yeah, 19th, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the date. It was, I guess, 18th or 19th August 2018. Okay, the first paper, I mean, and in that seminar, I was the first person to present that paper. I mean, present my paper. So the question asked by the panel member who were invited. Okay, and she is, I guess, I cannot recollect the name. The founder of Ungender. Okay, she's the founder of Ungender, and that ma'am asked me a very blunt and direct question, and she said, "Have you ever met a prostitute?" And I was taken aback, like, what kind of question is this? I mean, so like, let's, Gurmeet, you're from UP?
Yes, sir, I am from UP.
Kanpur, I guess.
No, sir, I am from Khurja. It's near Aligarh only.
Okay, no, because I saw your surname Kaur, na, so there are lots of Punjabis in Kanpur. So that's
Okay.
why. And Shalini, you're also from UP?
No, sir, I'm from Odisha.
Odisha. Okay. So Gurneet, this question, I guess you will be the right person to answer. Have you ever met a prostitute?
No, sir, I haven't met a prostitute.
Even no, obviously, don't take it otherwise. See,
Yes.
even this question, I was also like shocked. So, being a fifth year student, I don't know what came in my mind, and I replied, "Ma'am, not as a customer."
Okay.
Okay, and she was like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Ma'am, I have met, but and she was like, "Yeah, please tell me the story." But like, yes, one of my professor, Dr. Gayatri Reddy, she runs an NGO for the upliftment of women who are engaged in this prostitution. So through her, she used to organize various camps in the city of Pune, and the red light area in the city of Pune is, I guess, yeah, is the Budhwar Pit. Okay, so we used to go with her, and we have met a lot of prostitute, and we have provided food, medicines, and everything. So I have seen the working condition, more importantly, the living condition of such women. The problem is, the same problem is something which you can witness, whether you can see in the Nat Parva village or in the that I'll tell you the I had yes, the Kabadi Bazaar area in Meerut. Okay, it's one of the, again, the red light area it's again the red light area in Meerut, and like in India, we can say we have more than 2 million women who are engaged in prostitution, and few things are common everywhere. First, the living conditions are very troublesome. And Chennai, Sumit, I have no idea about Chennai. Sorry, I just know about Mumbai. Uh, I just know about Mumbai, Pune, Delhi, about this Lucknow and Calcutta, because that's where I was researching. When prostitution is not, Dave has asked a question that when prostitution, why does prostitution have to suffer? They live in a very constant fear of being harassed and arrested, which is seriously affect their life reputation. They too have respect. Okay, need to continue, Sumit. Okay, so no, we cannot end prostitution. That's the oldest profession of the world. We can't end the prostitution. It's a legal process, and there I will explain why such issue is there in next 10 minutes. Just be with me. So the issue is, first of all, now, okay, let me rephrase my webinar from the question of, from the reference point of view of Dave's question. But before that, the main issue the prostitution face is that women engaged in prostitution face is the rehabilitation. And please write it down. The last report which was released, the authentic report by the government of India, the Press India Bureau. The Press India Bureau, PIB, you can see if you're preparing for UPSC. When I was a UPSC aspirant, I have given one prelims also. So the last report in which was published by PIB, where every state gave their data that how much they have put in the effort and how much they have worked in order to resettle the in order so that the woman leaves the prostitution and join the mainstream society. So the data, that data says that UP, state of UP, according to PIB report, was that the number was 2,71,868. Means 2,71,868 are those who left the who left this profession and who were able to resettle through various government measures. But now imagine if 2.7 lakh women left this profession and they were resettled just in the state of UP. So 2.7 lakhs. So now imagine how many women are there in this profession. Now coming to the Dave's question, and why we can't end it, we cannot end it. Now, what is the actually causes of the prostitution? First, even if you see the issue in the Nat Parva village or the various survey which shows, please read this research paper written by Raul Irani. It is published. It has been published by Sage also. Regarding the Kabadi Bazaar, the survey which was conducted in the Kabadi Bazaar, or various other research papers. Who Sumit, please, I will say not to write such comments, because prostitution is not something that people enters this profession just for the sake of enjoyment, okay, or just for the sake of money. We cannot be so, I mean, so objectively say that it is just for the money. The word money is again very subjective. So now, causes of the prostitution. First, the biggest cause of the prostitution, which was even highlighted in the research which was conducted on merit, or else the all the condition which was reflected in the Net Parva, Net Parva community, was the first was poverty. Now that becomes the main issue, that why lawmakers are not able to, are just wait. Guys, please stop writing in the comments, because it's actually deviates my concentration. Okay, so I have actually removed the chat option itself. Now, poverty, which is the biggest reason, and it has been found that in many instances the parents of the girl child has sold their own daughters because of poverty. And this is the reason, like poverty is one of the reason that why women enter the prostitution, and why the women who are there in prostitution are not able to come out, is that even if you see the situation of Natparva village, the main reason is, first is the poverty. And it again, it was a tradition, and the origin of the tradition we can trace back to for last 400 years. So it has been a tradition of that community as a source of livelihood for last 400 years. But why the women who are engaged in prostitution are not able to come out is the first, lack of employment, lack of rehabilitation. They can, if like, see, imagine a situation, if a woman who is indulged in prostitution, irrespective of the reason why she joined, now she wants to come out. First, yes, the criminal activities are there to stop her. But even if the government or the police agencies work hard to take out such women, or with the help of NGO, the biggest challenge is the rehabilitation. And I would say the second biggest reason is the society itself, the stigma of the society, the mindset of the society. Why? Because it is our biggest defeat that we treat such women as criminal and not as victim. Unless and till the time we treat the prostitute as as criminals, the problem related to women in prostitution shall never be solved. It will never be solved, irrespective of n number of the schemes or n number of compensation we provide. Now imagine if a woman leaves the prostitution, she joins an NGO, she also gets the compensation also, she also gets the medical relief also, okay. But if there is no alternative employment given to that woman, after some time, she is again forced to rejoin her former profession. That's the biggest challenge. And why that challenge exists is that because we ourselves treat them as a criminal rather than treating them as victim. That's where we lose this battle. Okay. जैसे महात्मा गांधी कहते हैं ना कि समाज को बदलना है तो सबसे पहले खुद को बदलो. जो औरतें उसमें गई हैं, एंड फर्स्ट पॉवर्टी तो एक रीजन है ही, सेकंड बिगेस्ट रीजन है ह्यूमन ट्रैफिकिंग. ह्यूमन ट्रैफिकिंग अगर आप आईपीसी पढ़िए, सेक्शन 370, सेक्शन 372, 373, 371, ये सारे वो होते हैं जब एक औरत को जबरन उसके घर से या तो जबरदस्ती या बहला फुसला कर. If you read the bare act of IPC, it says force or induced. The word induce means बहला फुसला कर. जॉब की लालच में दूसरे शहर ले गए और उसे बेच दिया. That's the second biggest contributor in prostitution. And again, for such act, IPC we have very strict punishment. The punishment is up to 10 years. Okay, but but the thing is, still it is so rampant. But now imagine a situation. Poverty wala मैंने आपको समझा दिया, human trafficking wala. Now the issue is, if you read the surveys, many surveys, even which was recently conducted on the many people of the people of Lucknow, that what's their opinion. Most of the opinion came out to be negative. एंड इट वाज दैट लड़की ने ऐसा क्यों किया, लड़की वहां घूमने क्यों गई, लड़की को अपनी सेफ्टी का ध्यान देना चाहिए. कोई अपनी मर्जी से किडनैप नहीं होता है. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, she never says that you okay to her perpetrator that okay, now I'm eating at this place, please come and kidnap me, or else please give me a glass of juice which has poison, which has, I mean, sleeping pills or some other drugs mixed into it, so that after drinking that juice I'll faint and you can kidnap me. Okay, nobody invites in that way. So again, in human trafficking also, although we cannot prevent because we are not the lawmakers, we are not the police agencies, but where do we again fail as a society is that we start the victim blaming. लड़की वहां क्यों गई, लड़की ने ऐसा क्यों किया. Okay, but nobody wants to question that why the lawmakers fails to prevent such kind of trafficking. Why there is no strict vigilance. For that, I will seriously advise you to please watch that movie Mardani, the part 1. It's a very, very touching movie. Okay, Mardani of Rani Mukherjee. Now, these were the causes of prostitution, whether it's in Delhi, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, or West Bengal. Now, what actually happens to such women? What is their living condition? I would say in Delhi, the situation is that, when such women, first of all, the worst condition was that it clearly exposed, like first of all, in this first and second, both the lockdown, especially in the second lockdown, when we all experienced the second COVID wave. What happened actually that time? The poor healthcare infrastructure of India was clearly exposed. The person living in the society, the mainstream society, was not able to get proper access to hospital. Now imagine the situation of prostitute who are living in the who lives in the outskirts of the society, or in a secluded area of a city. Simply no access to healthcare. Now, access to education for their children. Their children becomes the even more the bigger sufferer than their mother. Why? Because even in the schools, or they don't have any special schools, or even if they go to any schools, they are stigmatized, they face discrimination. And that is how you study about a problem. It's not that yes, why prostitution is there, because your webinar, it's not a college project now, that why prostitution is there, this is the reason, this is the consequences that should happen, we should legalize it, we should be respectful. No, आप एक प्रॉब्लम पकड़ते हो, फिर उसके चारों तरफ आप सारी सिचुएशंस देखते हो, कहाँ कहाँ प्रॉब्लम आती है. हेल्थ केयर नहीं है, वैक्सीन तो भूल जाओ. नाउ वैक्सीन से जुड़ी तीसरी बात, you see the surveys, and I don't know how authentic these surveys are, especially although I trust these surveys, especially when they deal with the issue of prostitution, but when it comes to healthcare of a prostitute, I'm seriously worried. Why? Because in most of the survey we find that close to 35 to 40% of women are suffering from sexually transmitted diseases, AIDS. Okay, now imagine a situation, a woman who is suffering from such venereal disease and no access to healthcare, and I don't know how many prostitutes have got the COVID vaccines. मीन अगर आप देखिए सिचुएशन, एक आम आदमी है, उसे भी फ्री, आई मीन व्हाट शुड आई से, दैट फ्री वैक्सीन मिलने में इतनी परेशानी होती है. कितने लोगों को तो एक्सपेंसिव वैक्सीन लेना पड़ गया था, लाइक 12 to 1500 was the cost. I imagine the situation of prostitution. They cannot even register themselves as a citizen for a profession which is not even illegal in India. Now, imagine the situation in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Why? Because the first मेजर क्राइटेरिया क्या है? सबसे पहले आपको रजिस्टर करना पड़ेगा एक ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म पे, फोरम पे. आपको अपना आधार कार्ड देना पड़ेगा. So first recommendation I seriously want कि हम उन्हें we can provide rehabilitation to them later on. But first is that we need to have proper registration of all the women who are indulged in this profession. Because till the time we don't have the authentic number, that these many number Dev, then you suggest me a method then, because मैंने तो अभी तक उसमें रिकमेंडेशन में तो मैं आया नहीं हूँ अभी, बट आप ही बताइए फिर क्या होना चाहिए. Because whatever I will recommend, they will have people, one can find loopholes. So yes, they will. Please tell me, what should be the recommendation according to you? Or else just we can just leave it. Yes, Dev, I'm waiting for your answer. We have to work out on this. I would say, it's a very vague answer. Give me a way. We have to work out on this. How? Because जब तक उनकी रजिस्ट्रेशन नहीं होंगी, उन्हें वैक्सीन तो वैसे भी नहीं मिल पाएगी. How do we balance these rights, Dev? अब आप मेरे को थ्योरी पढ़ा रहे हो, ओके? मैं आपसे एक्यूरेट आंसर की बात कर रहा हूं. जैसे आपने एकदम लंबा लंबा इतना लिख के भेजा ना, कैसे आप बताइए. मैं वेट कर रहा हूं. देखिए सारे, देयर आर 83 मेंबर्स, दे आर आल्सो वेटिंग. इट इज लीगल देयर. जो चीज लीगल है उसे आप लीगलाइज नहीं कर सकते.
Sir, I feel like, the only solution to give this a good start is, yeah.
Let Dev answer.
All right, sir. All right.
Can completely legalize it, then it will lead to chaos now. Not at all possible. They must be accepted how they should be accepted. मैं तो पहले से बोल रहा हूँ कि सोसाइटी उनको स्टार्टिंग से एक प्रोस्टिट्यूट तो आज के टाइम में गाली है. All the activities now, अगर आप एडवर्टाइज करते हैं, दैट इज, तब तो आप अभी आपने देखो प्राइवेसी की बात करी, तो प्राइवेसी तो उसमें तो आप उनकी फिर पूरी प्राइवेसी खत्म कर दोगे. चलो आओ आप, बिकॉज आई गेस आपको शायद नहीं पता, मैं एक क्रिमिनल लॉयर ही हूँ. अब आप वो कहते हो कि चलो मैं एडवर्टाइजमेंट से स्टार्ट करता हूँ. आप अगर एडवर्टाइज करते हो, ठीक है, तब तो आपने उनकी पूरी प्राइवेसी खत्म कर दी। अगर आप पिंपिंग कर लीगलाइज करते हो, आई पर्सनली वी आर डिस्कसिंग टू हैव एन आइडिया, तो मैं आइडिया देने वाला था बट नहीं, इट्स ओके। तो अगर आप पिंपिंग को अलाउ करते हो तो आप कितने ऐसे लोगों को एक शैडो दे देते हो ऑफ एक आई वुड से अ शैडो या लिबर्टी दे देते हो टू अलाउ ह्यूमन ट्रैफिकिंग। अब एक इंसान किडनैप करके आ रहा हो तो कह देगा कि यार मैं तो पिंपिंग कर रहा हूं, इनके पेरेंट्स ने मुझे कहा था। लास्ट, ब्रॉथल। ओके, brothel is the ultimate place of the ultimate destination of human trafficking. बताइए देव, मैं तो वेट कर रहा हूँ। देखो आपका यू आर लाइक टेकिंग अ lot of time of all the members who are attending this webinar. Come on, बताइए देव। If you don't exactly have the solution, तो जो कोई बताने की कोशिश कर रहा है पहले उससे पूरा सुन लीजिए। वो जब बता दे, उसमें उसकी कोई बात आपको अच्छी लगे या ना लगे, फिर आप क्वेश्चन रेज करिए। बिकॉज मैं एक अंतर्यामी, या मीन्स आई एम नॉट अर्णब गोस्वामी ना, दैट आई कैन हैंडल एवरीवन एट द सेम टाइम। नीदर आई हैव अ बैकिंग ऑफ सच पावरफुल पीपल। आप समझ रहे हो? तो इसीलिए मैंने आपको स्टार्टिंग में कहा था प्लीज डोंट राइट, मेरा कॉन्सेंट्रेशन डेविएट हो जाता है। बिकॉज जब आप बोलते हो और देखते हो कुछ लिखा हुआ है, ठीक है, तो आपका ध्यान हट जाता है उस पे। इसलिए मैंने आपसे कहा उस चीज को। यस अविनाश, आप अगर कुछ सजेशन देना चाहते हैं बताइए अविनाश सर। अविनाश सर आप अनम्यूट करिए और अपना सॉल्यूशन दीजिए। इट्स ओके, आई एम एजुकेशन, यस इट इज वन ऑफ माय रिकमेंडेशन, बट उसमें क्या प्रॉब्लम आती है आई विल एक्सप्लेन नाउ। सो चलिए अविनाश सर के सजेशन से मैं स्टार्ट करता हूँ। नाउ व्हाट डिड आई सेड 15 मिनट्स अगो, एजुकेशन किसके लिए? फर्स्ट राइट टू एजुकेशन किसका है? बच्चों का है। सो जो बच्चे जो वो बच्चे हैं जो प्रोस्टिट्यूट है, उनके बच्चे हैं, उनके एजुकेशन में सबसे ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम आती है। सच चिल्ड्रन फेसेस जस्ट वेट such children faces most discrimination at all the aspects, because there are it's a situation that even if when the parents are filling their admission form, they don't actually fill the address of that red light area, chances that they don't even get the admission. And even if they get admission, and when their classmates comes to know that he belongs to that place, his environment gets ruined. So it's clear. So the biggest is the when we are talking about education, then it becomes the duty of the government to establish special educational institute for such children in that area. First of all, because, and this is an interim measure. What did I say? Education is the key. बट उसमें प्रॉब्लम क्या है? उन्हें डिस्क्रिमिनेशन फेस करना पड़ेगा। सो इंटरिम मेजर क्या होते हैं कि हमें इमीडिएटली किस चीज की जरूरत है? दैट इंटरिम मेजर्स ये हैं। और इंटरिम मेजर्स ऐसा नहीं कि हमें लाइक पूरे एक नई एजुकेशन बॉडी बनाने की जरूरत है, सब कुछ नहीं। व्हाट डू वी हैव? वी हैव NIOS, नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ ओपन स्कूलिंग। तो उसके आप ब्रांचेस ऐसे ऐसे एरियाज में खोलते हैं, तो उन बच्चों को नेशनल लेवल एक रिकॉग्नाइज्ड बोर्ड से एजुकेशन मिल जाता है। दिस इज समथिंग विच आई हैव आल्सो पर्सनली एडवाइज्ड टू मेनी NGOs। बट उसमें भी इशू क्या आती है कि NIOS में सिर्फ 2 क्लासेस में एडमिशन होता है, इधर 10th और 12th। सो हमें इंस्टेड ऑफ गोइंग फॉर समथिंग न्यू, the best way solution is that whatever resources we have in our hand, we have to plan that how can we utilize it to the maximum. We have a plan of NIOS, National Institute of Open Learning. So उसमें एक हम प्राइमरी एजुकेशन की ब्रांच बनाए, और उसमें एनरोलमेंट, बिकॉज इफ यू सी द एनरोलमेंट कॉस्ट इज इवन लेस देन 3 to 4,000 rupees for 10 to 12th children, student of class of 10th and 12th. सो वहां पे जो बच्चे हैं जो उस एरिया से बिलोंग करते हैं या जिनके पेरेंट्स इस प्रोफेशन में हैं, सबसे बड़ा बेनिफिट उन बच्चों को इस तरह से आ सकता है. So that is one thing, Vicky, I would seriously say, Gurmeet, Shalini, and everyone, because आपका एक recognized organization है, एक upcoming organization है. So I would seriously advise you that आप ऐसे advices को please government तक पहुंचाइए, because this is something very much feasible.
Thank you, sir. We'll definitely take up this suggestion further.
ये एक बहुत अच्छा solution है. Second, जो अब आप कह रहे हो ब्रॉथल की बात है कि वी शुड कंप्लीटली लीगलाइज एवरीथिंग, सबसे बड़ा डिसएडवांटेज अब देखो क्या है. वुमेन इन प्रोस्टिट्यूशन, व्हाई डिड आई से रजिस्ट्रेशन इज इंपॉर्टेंट? बिकॉज सी, फॉर एवरी स्टेप, ऐसे तो यार आधार कार्ड, वी हैव आधार एक्ट, and Aadhaar Act is also prone and is to piracy, and it is also it has been accepted that it is also vulnerable. Even our WhatsApp chats are vulnerable, even irrespective of the fact that how much the company says that it is end-to-end encryption, nothing can be seen. We all know it is also subject to vulnerability. So if we legalize brothel, now one of the, जब हम ट्रैफिकिंग की बात करते हैं तो ह्यूमन ट्रैफिकिंग नहीं होता है, ऑर्गन ट्रैफिकिंग भी होती है, रैम्पेट है. And now imagine there is a school girl who is going to school, who is studying in class 11th. Now if she is kidnapped and her organs are traded, the cases will be registered immediately and investigation will start. But a woman in prostitution who does not have a data of her own, if her organs are traded, once she crosses a certain age where she cannot indulge in sexual intercourse with her customer, what will the pimp or the middleman or the person who is doing the trafficking, what he will do? That okay, her body cannot generate the revenue, let's harvest her organ, let's traffic her organ, kidney, your bone marrow, many things can be trafficked. It can be harvested in the black market, and such cases are never reported. Why? Who will report that an unknown woman who is indulged in prostitution, her organs have been harvested in black market? Vicky, this is, I would say, I would say, I'm saying Vicky, but I would say that WICCI, that this is the second area which needs prime focus. Now this brings to the healthcare. What did I say? Education, especially for the children of prostitution. Same way, medical facilities, especially for the prostitution. And this is something which is it is something which is not at all impossible. Okay, these are the interim measures which needs to be given, which is not given actually. Okay, so ये interim measures होती हैं. अब आते हैं main measures कि हम आगे क्या कर सकते हैं. अब क्या होता है, प्रॉब्लम कहां जाती है? When we read Article 23, Article 24, fundamental right against child labor, right against human trafficking. So unfortunately, Mr. Dev had suggested all the activities related to prostitution should be legalized. I beg to differ. Article 23 and 24 does not allow that. Sorry, of Indian Constitution does not allow that. Thanks to Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. And I'm proud of him actually. I'm a big follower of Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. Why? Because once the children is denied education because of his or her background, that person, that children is subject to what? Child labor. So अब देखिए एक चीज से कितनी सारे क्रिमिनल एक्टिविटीज जुड़ जाती हैं. दैट इज वाई फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल रिकॉग्निशन इज इंपॉर्टेंट. हम उन्हें पहले रिकॉग्नाइज तो करें. अदरवाइज टेल मी, आपको क्या पता है कि किस रेड लाइट एरिया में किस लाइक नटपरवा विलेज है, उस एरिया की किस वुमेन को कोई किडनैप हो गई, उस किडनैप छोड़ दीजिए, उसके उसको यू नो उसका मर्डर हुआ और उसके सारे ऑर्गन्स निकाल लिए गए. We don't know anything. Now, which brings to my main solution. First, we have to work on our mindset. This is where we have to think. Prostitutes are not criminals. They are victims. We have to accept this thing. And trust me, this I will bring one more thing from the outside. We have to actually, especially the men, has to work on their mindset. Why on the mindset? It's very easy to defame a woman or else to use a slang related to a woman. And what actually happens, imagine what happened during with Virat Kohli. His 10-month-old daughter was she received rape threats, not by an uneducated fellow, but from an IITian. Okay, from an IITian who was working on 24 lakhs package. And what did, just because India lost a match, why I'm saying I'm just hinting on the mindset. Mindset is important. आप उनके लिए 100 पॉलिसीज ले आओ. आपको पता है कि वो पहले प्रोस्टिट्यूशन में थे, आप उसे एक क्रिमिनल की नजर से देख रहे हो. सो एज महात्मा गांधी said, be the change you want to see. Till the time, जब तक हम एक औरत को गलत नजर से देखते हैं, हम एक औरत को ऑब्जेक्टिफाई करते हैं कि एक औरत जा रही है, हम उसके बॉडी पार्ट्स को देखते हैं कि ओ गॉड शी इज सो ब्यूटीफुल, you know, she's amazing, she has got such an amazing figure. ये सारी चीजें करते हैं. क्या फर्क है कि जब आप एक पावरफुल पोजीशन में होंगे और एक औरत बहुत वल्नरेबल पोजीशन में होंगी, तो क्या आप रेप अटेम्प्ट नहीं करेंगे? थिंक ओवर इट. यहां पे पहले वर्क करने की जरूरत है. रेस्ट विल फॉल इन प्लेस. जब आप एक औरत साड़ी में पहनी जा रही है, बुरके में जा रही है या जीन्स में जा रही है, जिसे एक औरत को गलत नजर से देखना है वो गलत नजर से देखेगा. दिस इज लाइक बीइंग योर एल्डर ब्रदर, यू कैन से आई एम गिविंग यू एन एडवाइस. जिसे एक औरत को गलत नजर से देखना है वो गलत नजर से देखेगा, चाहे वो औरत साड़ी में क्यों ना हो. ओके, सो सबसे पहले हमें अपनी सोच पे वर्क करने की जरूरत है. सेकेंड, नाउ कमिंग बैक टू द टॉपिक, the prostitution, the issue of prostitution. वो criminals नहीं है. So first of all, medical facilities, given proper medicines, and the moment she leaves her profession, तो किसी NGO उसे shelter देता है. जब NGO shelter देता है, it is mandatory. Recently, if I remember, in 2018 and 19 or 17, 18, 19, in these 3 years, I used to read reports that government of West Bengal was providing compensation to the women who are leaving these profession. But compensation कब तक? आप compensation दे सकते हो. You know, in Hindi we call compensation as मुआवजा. So मुआवजा कमाई नहीं होती. Okay? Till the time such such women are not provided alternate source of income, this exploitation of women in exploitation of women in prostitution will continue, which actually Avinash, just wait, this is one, I'll just wait. NHRC का मैं आपको एग्जांपल दूंगा, एंड ट्रस्ट मी, आपके दोनों सजेशंस काफी अच्छे थे जो मुझे रीडायरेक्ट कर देते हैं. वॉचमैन, राइट? जस्ट वेट. इट्स एन इम्पोर्टेंट इशू कि सर अविनाश योर पॉइंट इज राइट, हम अपने आप को तो देख सकते हैं बट वॉचमैन को कौन देखेगा, यही आपका सवाल है राइट। इसमें मैं बताता हूं, पहले उससे पहले आप ये देखो, लेट्स रीड व्हाट इज द डेफिनेशन ऑफ रेप इन इंडिया। फर्स्ट डेफिनेशन इज आई गेस आईपीसी की बेरक मैंने काफी पीछे रख दी एक्चुअली इन द बुक शेल्फ। रेप की डेफिनेशन क्या है? इफ एनी मैन इंसर्ट हिज पीनिस इन द वुमेन्स बॉडी, वुमेन बॉडी में कहीं भी हो सकती है, हर माउथ, हर ईयर, हर नोस्ट्रिल, हर एनस और हर वजाइना में, to any extent. When you read section 375 clause 1 subclause a, it says to any extent. So complete penetration of penis inside into the woman's vagina is not necessary for rape. It is not necessary, and hence I'll again bring the issue of Uttar Pradesh Hathras rape case. Remember what was, I mean, the unfortunate statement of DSP, or I guess the IS officer, that there was no semen inside the woman body, hence it was not a rape. Sorry. It is not necessary that the semen has to be present either inside the woman body or even near vagina. Not at all necessary. The definition of rape clearly says, and they clearly says penetration of penis to any extent. Subclause B, what does it says? Any object other than penis, not even if it is a, even if it is this pen we insert inside the woman's body, any part, anus, vagina, mouth, nostril, nostril, or in her ears, it's a rape. Or manipulate her own body part into the woman's body is also rape. Subclause 3. Subclause D, if the man applies his own mouth on the vagina of the woman, it's a rape. Now connect it with the prostitution. For a woman, for a normal woman, the the section 375 is so stringent. Now imagine the condition, imagine the same condition for prostitutes. How will they file a rape case? Sudhir, I will explain this. Sudhir sir, I will explain this. Uh, Government policy taken. Now, okay, because IPC is for everyone. Nowhere in the IPC says that Section 375 is not at all applicable. Section 375 is not at all applicable on prostitutes. And that was important me to bring because of this webinar is related to state of UP, and Hathras rape case actually happened in the state of UP. And the same judgment, the Raja versus State of UP 2016, Allahabad High Court, the High Court clearly said that the prostitute has the right to say no. All the fundamental right means 14, Article 14, right to equality as well as equal protection of law. Article 19, freedom of speech and expression. And most importantly, Article 21, right to life and personal liberty, is also available to prostitute. Natural justice, obviously. So that's where we have to think that how many times a woman indulged in prostitution suffers from the crime of rape. She goes through this pain or this crime which we say rape on regular basis. If she gives her consent for the need for money, that is something else. That's where the woman's consent is derived. That's not a rape. But just because that woman is a prostitute and she faces forceful sexual intercourse. Now imagine the situation. How many times that woman faces rape in a week? And unfortunately, even if she goes to the police station, what will that woman say? That she is raped? And the policeman said, no, no, you're a prostitute. How come is this possible? No. The Allahabad High Court clearly said these things. I hope, Ravneet, for your organization, yeah, Ram Prakash or Raja versus State of UP, 2016 Allahabad High Court. So I guess I have given you the 3 to 4 very valid points which you can make a report and you can forward to Ministry of Women and Child of Government of Uttar Pradesh. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, coming back to the question that who will watch the Watchmen? Now, first of all, if we see National Human Rights Commission, constitutional body, same way in National Human Rights Commission, in the same manner, we have State Human Rights Commission. Now, that's where legislation fails. And yes, another suggestions, because who was the person who actually asked that who will watch the Watchmen? Yes, Avinash Kushwaha sir. Avinash Kushwaha sir actually had raised a very valid point that who will watch the Watchmen. I would say that it's high time that State Human Rights Commission, who are the independent constitutional body, should be given only. Why? First of all, they are independent and they are constitutional body. So that's where they should be given vigilance power. And they should be only answerable to 3 people. High Court of that concerned stage. No, I guess 4. The district judge of that particular district, High Court, High Court, and the main ministry, the Ministry of Child, Women and Child, and to the National Human Rights Commission. Means so that for the purpose of maintenance of the record. So Avinash sir, I guess this answers your questions. Now, to be honest, government can if they unite. Don't you think? Our victim, yes, Sudhir sir had asked that, as you say that they are the victim. They are the victim. So just wait. What was the question again? As you say, yes. Why don't government do such things? First of all, government also don't do anything for middle class. Okay. They are not the vote banks. That's why they face what? Ignorance. First of all, people indulged, the women in the prostitution are not vote bank. Second, it takes a huge effort to take out a woman from prostitution, rehabilitate them, and to give them an alternative source of income. So that's why it is extremely important so that we as a society, the NGO bodies, and also the government needs to work together. I guess Sumit has answered, but I wanted to take this question. Now, Tejaswini Kaushal has asked that, sir, don't you think it's an easy and open access to pornographic content? It is actually aggravating human trafficking. No, not at all. I'll tell you. What is pornography? It is the sexual content which is available on the online medium. When we say aggravating factor, if you really want to actually understand the true meaning of this word aggravating, Tejaswini, please read the judgment of Bachchan Singh. Bachchan Singh versus State of Punjab. It actually deals with the concept of death penalty. Okay. regarding section 302, means the rarest of rare offense, section 302 of IPC. That's where Supreme Court has actually elaborated this word aggravating. Okay, please, that's my request. Please do read that judgment. Now, pornography can aggravate human desire, a man's desire to indulge in sexual activity. Okay, and with the wrong mindset, that particular person, there are high chances that he can, in an aggravative stage, can attack a woman in order to molest her or to have forceful sexual intercourse, which is rape. But to say that it actually aggravate human trafficking is, sorry, wrong. The main purpose of human trafficking is the black money. Why? Either you sell the women into the brothel first. Either you sell the women into the brothel, or if during the course of that transportation the woman dies, her organ can be trafficked. So whenever, जब भी हम please, I'm saying in Hindi also, जब भी हम human मानव तस्करी की बात करते हैं, जब भी ह्यूमन ट्रैफिकिंग की बात होती है, प्लीज ऑर्गन ट्रैफिकिंग की भी बात करिए. इट इज एक्सट्रीमली इंपॉर्टेंट टू टॉक अबाउट बोथ दिस इशू टुगेदर. ओके, सो गाइस, दिस वाज माय वेबिनार. लेट मी सी अगर मेरी तरफ से कुछ पॉइंट छूट गया हो तो. सो बिकॉज आई गेस लॉ वाला पार्ट, ये सब मैंने सारी चीजें बता दिया था. ओके, एंड हेल्थ केयर वाला भी हो गया, एजुकेशन भी हो गया, लीगलाइजेशन भी हो गया. सो गाइज, यस, इंसान बनिए. एक मर्द नहीं होता अगर वो औरत को गलत नजर से देखता है. ठीक है, आप बहुत अच्छे फैमिली से हो सकते हो, बहुत आपकी हाईली क्वालिफाइड एजुकेशन आपकी हो सकती है, आपके पास आप एक बहुत बड़े ऑफिसर हो सकते हो, चाहे सिविल सर्विस में हो, चाहे जुडिशियल सर्विस में हो, और आपकी ऐसी हरकतें, आप एक औरत को गलत नजर से देख रहे हो. सो यू नो, the issue is that people equate literacy with education. Literacy means how much qualification you have, what post you have. Education is when you have a reformed mind. Now imagine a situation, there is a judge sitting on his table and a woman passes, and instead of writing or something, he says like, oh, he's seeing at that woman. So what kind of impression he will leave to his towards his subordinate? Okay, so yes, first of all, we have to start working on ourselves. And thank you very much for all for attending this webinar. I said that I'll keep this very short and to the point. Now if you have any question, please ask.
Sir, I think we had a lot of questions and all of them were asked. The way you explained it was really enriching. Most of our questions are answered, sir. Meanwhile, you have also taken up the questions in the chat box side by side, so that sums up the question part also. I would request...
So और किसी को है, please
Yeah,
raise
if
hand.
anybody has any questions. Sir, there is a question. What do you think case of sexual harassment against Chief Justice of India?
No political or religious questions. I don't take questions related to religion and politics at public platform. Sorry, I learned this thing in a very harder way. Okay, you know, कहते हैं मुंह की खाने के बाद. So no questions related to religion and politics in India at public place. Sorry. Legal issues पूछिए. मैं V. Sundar Sen, sir.
Sir, I will just narrate his question. He has a question that why the pimp and the brothel owners are not punished during the raids by police?
The one word, corruption. Because prostitutes cannot bribe, and the police has to show that yes, we have got these many women who are indulged in this prostitution, but the brothel owner and the pimp, they are always at the position to give them a handsome bribe. Okay. Any more questions?
Sir, I can see no more questions in the chat box. I would request my co-member Shalini to give the vote of thanks. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today.
I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude on behalf of the Council to our webinar speaker, Rahul Sir, for sparing time from his tight schedule and enlightening us with his knowledge on this topic of extreme contemporary relevance. We'll be taking valuable insights from this session, sir. I would also like to thank the President, Ms. Aishwarya Bhatia, and Vice President, Ms. Pranjal Saini, for making this event happen. I would.
And guys, please, I've shared my LinkedIn ID also. Please, I would request everyone to please connect with me on LinkedIn. Okay? Yeah, please, Shalini. Yeah, continue.
I want to thank the council members who really worked hard to make this event successful. And last but not the least, a huge thanks to all the students who stayed with us throughout and kept the discussion active with their queries. Thank you and have a good day. Thank you so much, sir.
Chalo, good.